The Chankillo complex, built around 2,300 years ago, continues to captivate and excite the imaginations of many. Since the 19th century, contemporary individuals have been struck by these incredible stone towers, pondering over their purpose and significance. The long-standing mystery surrounding this ancient architectural marvel keeps generating curiosity, drawing inquisitive minds to explore its historical context and structural intricacies. Despite the attention it garnered, the true function of these structures remained a mystery for a long time. But before we start, make sure to subscribe if you haven't and hit that notification bell so that you won't miss any new stories. It seems extraordinary that no one really recognized what the towers truly were for so long, Professor Clive Ruggles from the University of Leicester told the BBC in 2007. Considering how remarkable the site actually is, this fact becomes all the more astonishing. The Chankillo complex is located in the desert of the Casma Valley on the coast of Peru. To give a sense of its exceptional size, it spans an impressive area of 1.5 square miles, equivalent to around 726 football fields. The enigmatic 13 towers rising on the site are also of substantial size and invoke myriad questions regarding their function and origin. The towers are situated on the ridge of a small hill in Chankillo. All are rectangular in shape and have a height between 6 and 20 feet. Despite being thousands of years old, they still are in relatively good condition, underscoring their architectural resilience and enduring construction that have withstood the relentless test of time and environmental elements. What is especially fascinating, however, is the arrangement of the towers and the way one reaches them. Their unique placement and structure arouse the interest of archaeologists and visitors alike, hinting at a profound understanding of space and a mastery of architectural ingenuity by the ancient inhabitants. Indeed, each tower is carved with 2 staircases. One could climb these steps to the top of the tower, and anyone who does so would likely enjoy an impressive view. What puzzled archaeologists was that Chankillo could not function as a normal fortress, if it was a fortress at all. A glance at the 3 buildings clearly showed experts that they could easily be breached by invading forces, adding layers of complexity to the puzzle and fueling debates over the primary functionalities and underlying purposes of this intricate structure. So maybe the notion that Chankillo was some kind of impregnable fortress was a bit exaggerated. Hence, experts developed a new theory regarding the purpose of this complex, broadening the perspectives on its multifaceted functionalities and instigating deeper explorations into the uncharted territories of its historical narratives. The first impetus for this new idea seemingly came when it was noticed that the buildings were remarkably well preserved. This unexpected level of care and preservation suggested that Chankillo might have held a different special significance for the people of that time, serving as a beacon of cultural identity and communal reverence. It seems that this thought did not occur to anyone until the beginning of the 21st century. Up to this point, no one really had taken the effort to thoroughly investigate Chankillo. However, this changed in 2001 when someone finally decided to take a closer look, opening new avenues of understanding and unveiling previously obscured facets of this ancient wonder. But what did it mean that the interior of the buildings was strikingly clean? This detail could have been a key indicator of the actual function and significance of the complex, hinting at a role that transcended simple military usage and delved into realms of cultural or spiritual significance. Experts believed that this aligned with what they had seen in other structures built by cults. This led archaeologists to assume that there actually was a temple at the center of Chankillo. It also implied that some sort of ritualistic behavior must have taken place on site, shedding light on the spiritual and religious practices interwoven with the daily lives of its ancient inhabitants. In 2013, Professor Brian Cox visited Chankillo for his BBC show Wonders of the Universe. The physicist described the people who built Chankillo 2,300 years ago as a civilization about which we know almost nothing, delving into the enigmatic essence of the creators and the mysterious tapestry of their civilization, offering glimpses into the unspoken tales and forgotten legacies. The details of this culture and all traces of its language are lost, Professor Cox continued. Therefore, anyone attempting to research Chankillo had nothing else available but the buildings and structures themselves for interpretation. emphasizing the challenge of reconstructing the silenced voices and untold stories embedded within the remnants of the lost civilization. There seemed no way to determine who had built them, but fortunately, the structures provided some clues. The mystery continued to deepen, yet these architectural remnants from the past held potential keys to unlock their secrets, unveiling the whispers of ancient civilizations. According to Professor Cox, its walls were once radiantly white and covered with painted figures. Experts could ascertain this, Cox said, even though all but the smallest fragments of the decorations have disappeared, highlighting the transformative journey of the site through the millennia and the relentless pursuit to piece together its fragmented artistic expressions and aesthetic endeavors. But he could make this claim so confidently in 2013 because two other experts had already released their conclusive findings on the complex. Dr. Ivan Gezi, along with Professor Ruggles, pioneered the report published in the Science Journal in 2007, enlightening the academic world about Chankillo. Although it took another 6 years until the final work was ready for publication, Dr. Gezi was confident in his findings. Dr. Gezi focused his attention on two distinct points located within the stable walls and buildings previously mentioned. These points, positioned approximately 230 meters from the 13 towers and on either side of them, became the center of his intricate studies. After the researchers' initial measurements, it became apparent that these points were observation posts of great significance. But what did the ancient civilization inhabiting this area observe? According to Dr. Gezi's studies, the positions of the 13 towers coincided almost perfectly with the points where the sun rises and sets throughout the year, indicating a meticulously planned construction, far from coincidental. This insight convinced the scientists that the towers were positioned to observe the course of the seasons. It was an impressive architectural achievement of its time, precisely recording the sun's positions throughout the year, a dance of shadows and light speaking the language of the cosmos. It's indeed both simple and ingenious. Observing the position of the sun from the observation point allows one to precisely determine the prevailing season. Considering it was 400 BC, there were no smartphones to check the date instantaneously, reflecting the innovative minds of that era. When the sun appears at the furthest right point of the towers, it signifies the summer solstice in Peru. This method was a sophisticated way for ancient cultures to meticulously track the changing of the seasons, a conversation between the earth and the sky marking the turning of time's wheel. And if the sun were to rise at the opposite end of the towers, it would signal the winter solstice. Throughout the remaining year, the sun would rise at varying points along the towers. Essentially, these 13 towers functioned as a grand calendar, illustrating the advanced architectural intellect of the inhabitants. This realization was groundbreaking for various reasons. It altered our perception of how advanced and innovative this ancient civilization was in its observation of the heavens and its measurement of time, offering a new perspective on the technological symphony of the ancients. This implies that the Chankillo Solar Observatory is the oldest known example of such a structure discovered to date. Even today, the site radiates the same aura of power as it did back then. Even an experienced researcher like Professor Ruggles was overwhelmed by Chankillo's imposing presence, illustrating the enduring impact of this ancient marvel. But now, as we understand the true function of the structure, we can start unraveling the lives of these long-forgotten people, delving deeper into their culture and scientific achievements. All signs indicate that there was a formal or ceremonial access to this point, and that special rituals were conducted there, Professor Ruggles explained. This suggests that not just anyone could approach this observation point to determine the season. This task was likely reserved for someone holding a powerful position within the civilization. It emphasizes the significance and respect of the community accorded to this place and its associated duties. It was more than just a simple astronomical observation. It was a sacred ritual deeply embedded in the culture and beliefs of these people, a divine intersection of science and faith.